Zidane Danny, Election Ninja here, and welcome back to Election Ninja's Lab. We're here with another live stream. Yes, 2 in 1 day. Big surprise. Uh, but yeah, AX is happening, so yeah. So we're watching that. But yeah, so that's going to be starting in a short little while. But until then, we're just going to play a little bit of Final Fantasy. And we'll probably be playing Final Fantasy as we watch this as well, so yeah. I got one, I don't care about the rest. Dang it, I thought I was past it. Dang it. I hate that thing. I really, really do. But, yeah. I need to get better at it. Because then I could actually deal with, frickin' the current toughest boss. I don't know. But, yeah. So, yeah, like I said. Make it first. This, yeah. So, I don't know when exactly they're gonna start it because it does say Monday. It's at 12:30 is when it's supposed to start. So I don't know if they're gonna start like a little bit early or what. Hopefully it's gonna start soon, and it's basically gonna, oh wait, no, that's the unending journey. I don't know because it's AX. So AX, because of the fact that it is AX, they might be they probably have to wait for some things, and they're probably gonna start it right as it starts. But while we're waiting on that, I thought I would look. Why don't we look at some of the at my anime list, because there is a chance that this might actually reveal that something is coming out sooner than we thought. So, let's see. I'm not seeing anything new. Yeah. I wasn't thinking that there was going to be anything for summer, but, yeah. As for fall, let's see here. Let's actually start this by members, because sometimes this, I don't know. I think this was already confirmed that was going to be then. Xando was definitely confirmed already. No. Oh! I didn't think Let's Play was going to be getting an anime. I think that's new. That's been confirmed new. Okay, so maybe a few things already. It's hard to know exactly because anything that was just announced is likely going to be at the bottom of these lists. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and we're getting a movie for Slime Reincarnation. That's fun. I'm assuming that we'll probably be getting the anime before then. But yeah, nothing is... It doesn't look like things have changed. Ooh. Okay, let's see here. But, yeah, I'm not expecting too much from them. I'm really not. because yeah, obviously Final Fantasy is going to be talking a lot about. They're probably going to be mostly focusing on Final Fantasy 14 itself, and I think, from what I understand from the email that it says that I got, is that it's basically specifically a talking about anime, manga, and RPGs that inspired Yoshi P. Which we'll probably be able to fully understand that as that happens, but yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, so there's the live stream is happening in a sec, so that'll be fun. We're mostly going to be mostly waiting until it actually starts, and then while it's going, I'm going to be just doing random stuff. But I don't think that it's going to be too major, like at all, for this stream, because I think it's more like Yoshi P talking about like things that inspired him and stuff like that. They might reveal some things. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they showed off something for like the next update. They might like have like a trailer or something, but it's just a panel, so at AX that they're about to live stream, and it starts in a minute here. So I'm kind of wondering what it's taking, what they're doing. Yeah. Since it is at AX, I wouldn't be too surprised if they ended up being a little bit late. Just due to the fact that it's... Yeah. Because it like I said, panel. But yeah. But I wouldn't. I don't know. Considering the fact that they have a thing, I think they have a thing at AX right now that is like showcasing some of the Final Fantasy IX merch. If I'm remembering correctly, which is just, oh wait, is this it? I think this is it. Okay, and unmute. All right, there we go.
And I'm Aimi. I'll be helping out with interpretation translations for Mr. Yoshi P here.
さあ、本日本当にまだ会場入ってらっしゃる方いらっしゃいますけど、本当にたくさんの方にお集まりいただき、まずは本当にありがとうございます。
You know, people are still walking in, but I just wanted to take this time to thank everybody to attend this panel here. Thank you so much for coming.
All right. I've muted my sound in Final Fantasy for now. And we'll see what happens exactly. They're probably going to be... Yeah. His
So
volume
here
a tiny
we are
bit.
at Anime Expo, so I'm afraid I won't
Let's
be
see
talking
here.
very much about the game.
Okay.
But it is Anime Expo, right?
If you guys need me to adjust the sound at all, let me know.
小さい頃からですね、たくさんのアニメ、漫画、それからゲームに影響を受けて育ってきたので、ちょっと小さい頃からのその歴史を振り返りつつですね、いろんな作品まだ見てない方もねいらっしゃるかなと思うので、そんな作品たちというのを紹介していくパネルにしたいと思います。
So of course I grew up watching anime, reading manga, playing video games ever since I was small. So I'd like to kind of look back on some of the inspirations that I had. There may be some titles that we introduced that you may not have seen. So maybe it might be a good chance to get to know these.
ですので約75分すいません僕のオタク語りに付き合っていただきます。
So for 75 minutes it's going to be very
Oh, good.
otaku-centric, but thank you for your patience.
さて最初にですね本公演を行うにあたって本当に多くの作品の、素 素材を使わせていただきました。
So first and foremost, before we go into the presentation, we used a lot of assets and images from the different titles that we reference.
それぞれの版権をお持ちの各社様ですね、快くこの素材の使用の許可をいただき、誠にありがとうございました。
So we want to thank those IP holders for allowing us to use their image. Thank you.
そしてですね、粘り強くその各社様と、確認を行ってくれた我々のスタッフにも、感謝をしたいと思います。ありがとうございます。
And of course, I want to thank my staff members who ran around trying to get all these permissions for me. So thank you to them as well.
さあ、では始めましょう。
Okay, so jumping right in.
まずはですね、こんな感じで、今日進めていきたいと思います。
As you can see, this is our table of contents. This is going to be the flow of our presentation.
まあそもそも吉田って誰だよっていうのを知らない方もいらっしゃる
Okay,
そ
so
こから、進めていきたいと思います。
So there may be some people who are unfamiliar with Yoshida, so I would like to do a little bit of a self-introduction.
so it's mostly just like talking about him. So it's probably not going to be like too major.
1973年5月1日生まれということで
But
52歳
yeah, while this is going, I'll mostly be playing I'll be playing Final Fantasy, and then obviously if he actually says something that's really interesting, then I'll
Oh,
talk about it.
thank you.
仕事職業としては、ゲームのディレクターゲームデザイナーというのをやらせていただいてます。
Of course, my profession is video game developer as game designer and director.
I should probably make sure that I actually have some music.
はですね、漫画とアニメとゲームと映画とそれから推理小説とスポーツでほぼ僕出来上がっております。
And of course, with our opportunity here at Anime Expo, I do want to mention that I grew up reading manga, watching anime, playing games, watching movies, mystery novels, and sports.
We can understand manga, anime, game. That's fair. But sports
Yes,
sounds odd to us.
yes. 見えない。
No, do I not look like a sports person to you?
おかしいな。後でちょっと話しますけど、かなりたくさんのスポーツをやって、
Well, this is kind of ironic. I was doing this
小さい頃からやってたので、
the
ロサンゼルス来るとね、やっぱね、
Dawn Trail version of this like not just a few minutes ago.
I mean, I don't think it's very strange for you to point that out, but I have played sports before since childhood. I played baseball all through middle school. And speaking of baseball, here I've come to Los Angeles and with the Dodgers and Otani. I'm really kind of anxious and excited.
もちろんね、エンゼルスもね、大谷さんいましたし、まあこの前、
まあ
一昨日かな、初めてドジャースタ
So Yoshi P played sports. That's honestly not surprising at all. But yeah.
本当に素晴らしい体験をさせていただきました。
And of course, Otani is also famous for being with the Angels as well. But I got to visit Dodger Stadium. It was really cool. I really experienced that sort of American baseball stadium.
さあ、スポーツの話ばっかりして進まないから進めましょう。
Okay, moving on. I think we've talked enough about sports for now.
自分のキャリアとしてはですね、1993年に、ハドソンソフトという会社に、入社したところからスタートしてます。
So my career as a game developer started in 1993 when I joined Hudson Soft.
皆さんスクリーンに出てますが、わかりますよね。ボンバーマンとか、
I'm sure you recognize Bomberman. Yes.
ちなみに右上にあるチャレンジャーっていうゲーム遊んだことある人。
By the way, there's another game on there, Challenger. May I see a show of hands of people who have played Challenger?
Oh, yeah.
本当にいる。
There are.
素晴らしいゲームでしたよね。
It's a good game, right?
で、チャンピオンシップロードランナーがあって、まあ僕チャンピオンシップロードランナーはゲームが発売してからどれだけ早くクリアできるかっていう当時公式のチャレンジをしてたんですけど、日本で53番だったと思います。
And then we had this championship roadrunner competition, and it was like a time attack, like how quickly you can clear it. And it was run officially, and I placed 53rd in the Japan region.
まあわかんないです。どれぐらいの人が参加してたのかわかんないですけど。
Although I'm not sure how many people attended, so I'm not sure where I ranked.
仕事 とスタートして一番最初に、担当させていただいた仕事っていうのは、天外マフィア3というゲームになってます。
And the first title I was able to work on with Hudson Soft was Tengai Mafio.
初めて本格的にゲームを開発させていただいて、たくさんのですね、メッセージとかイベント、当時はキャラ演技みたいなのをですね、出させてもらってました。
Western name, I believe, is Far East of Eden. I did a lot of the writing for like the message text, event scenes, pretty much like character cinematics.
ただ残念ながらですね、諸般の事情で発売までは開発中止になってるのが、そうこれ最初のタイトルで開発中止ですからね。
And unfortunately, due to some circumstances, we had to cancel the project. It was unfortunate because it was my first title that I worked on.
70% ぐらいできてたんですけどね。
It was 7% complete.
僕が一番言いたいですね。
Yeah, my sentiments exactly.
でその後いろんなタイトル関わらせていただきましたけど、
And of course, I got to participate in many other titles.
初めてディレクターを担当させていただいたのがこの、バックボンバーマン2というゲームでした。
Of course, first time as a director was is Bomberman 2.
ものすごいたくさんの
I think it's kind of funny that my group right now is all freaking summoner slash scholar.
イベントスクリプト、全ステージレベルで全シナリオ、全メッセージ、全ボスバトルみたいな。
All events, all scenarios, all messages, all level of designs.
Sounds easy.
ストーリーモードの企画はほぼ全て、担当させていただいてます。
Pretty much most of story mode.
ただ過酷な、労働によってですね、失ったというか
Okay.
得たものがございます。
Where's this guy gonna be?
But it
Okay.
was rather hard, and there was something that I lost. Well, I guess I should say gained,
終わった頃ですね、体重が18キロ。
which was a lot of weight.
Wow.
ゲームの制作というのは大変過酷なもので、ほぼ動かなくなるので、こういうことがよく起こります。
Of course, game development is hard, but you tend to be dormant, and so there wasn't a lot of moving around that I could do.
会社に入って3年後ぐらいですね、こちらのタイトルに出会います。
Wait.
And then,
Oh,
after
he
I
just
started
scoped.
my
Oh,
game
okay.
career, I met this particular game.
会社ではほぼ毎日、仕事かディアブロかという日が続いてました。
I was so engrossed in this, I was either at work or on Diablo.
いや、懐かしいですね。
Brings back memories.
この翌年ですね、さらに、ウルティマオンラインというゲームに、出会っていくことになります。
And of course, the following year, I discovered Ultima Online.
これによってですね、会社に行ったら仕事かウルティマオンラインかという生活になりました。
Then I transitioned from either work or Ultima Online.
ゲーム会社っていいところですよね。
I mean, I work in a gaming company, so benefits of that.
そして2005年から、スクエアエニックスに入社させていただいてます。
And then from 2005, I joined Square Enix.
たくさんのゲームに関わらせていただきましたが、先日、発表させていただいたこちらのタイトルが、最新、我々のスタジオの最新作となります。
So of course, I've worked on many titles, but I'm very happy to announce that I am part of the team that's just announced this game that you see on the screen.
ファイナルファンタジータクティクスイバルリースクロニクルズ。
Wait, what?
That is Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles.
Oh yeah, he's involved with tactics. Okay.
We are taking pre-orders for this title now. Just one.
プリオーダーしたよく言った。
I am thinking of getting the new tactics, but I'm not 100% certain if I will.
Hey, thank you.
いらっしゃる。ありがとうございます。さあ、今日この会場来た皆さん全員になる。
I'm not certain if I'm gonna get it like right away or if I'm just gonna wait a bit.
100% of all of those people who are watching this panel right now. So
さあでは、自己紹
What
介
is-
が済んだので、
What the heck?
年齢に合わせていろんな
Why
ことを
did it-
ちょっと振り返っていきたいと思います。
So
Oh,
now
it's
that
a-
my
because of an
introductions are
ad.
over, I'm going to start looking back at
Sorry.
some of the past memories, starting with childhood.
Ugh.
幼少期、ここに書かれてる
I don't know why I decided to just close out of my close out of that. I don't know. That was weird.
So, when I was really little, as written here, I really wanted to be a mech pilot.
そのきっかけとなったのがこちらの作品でございます。
So, what got me into that thought is this title here.
あ、この反応ということは意外とコンバトラー V 知らないですね。
Combat.
Judging from the reactions, I wonder if we are familiar with Combat Lore 5.
さあ知ってるという方、
Those who know it, may I see a show of hands?
お、反応はやっぱり濃いのかな、多いですね。
We see
ありがとうござい
several
ます。
people raising their hands in the front row.
こちらですね、5体のメカが合体して戦うという、ロボットアニメになっております。
Of course, this is one of those combining mechs that turn into one giant robot. So we have 5 different vehicles that combine into one giant robot.
でまあとにかく、まあ、その5人のパイロットを中心とした物語とそのメカのねかっこよさというのがひときわ際立った作品になっています。
And of course, these mechs were very cool looking, and then the pilots of these different machines were very memorable as well.
What part of Combat was
まあどこが良かったのかっていう話だと、まあ、やっぱりこう合体したこのコンバトラー V というロゴが数々の必殺技を繰り出すんですよ。反撃するとかするじゃなくて必殺技を使うっていうところがね凄まじくかっこいいんです。
So these Combat Lore 5, they have
コンバトラー V No, five.
not 5, sorry.
But-
Oh my gosh. V.
Not five.
Oh my gosh.
you are too familiar with Final
I
Fantasy?
am not pilot. Roman numerals. I'm so sorry. Combat Lore V. Gosh. Anyways, the reason why I was really interested in Combat Lore V is that not only is the sort of mech giant robot formation really
That's
cool,
always
but
fun.
the moves, it's not just a simple punch or a kick. They have those ultimate moves.
そう超電磁応用超電磁竜巻超電磁スピンもう引いてますよねみんな。
All the thunder attacks and then the spin attacks and things like that. Like, people who are not familiar would probably be like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
まあこちらインドかなでは本当国民的人気アニメとしてですね最近フル CG で映像化されたぐらい、人気のタイトルになっていて見てない方はぜひ、お家に帰ったらまず一番最初にコンバトラー V を見てください。
In India, I believe, it had become such a national phenomenon that they are getting a full CG treatment. So if this piques your interest, I would recommend people watch Combat Lore V.
まあなので僕はですね小さい頃コンバトラー V のパイロットになるというのが最初の夢でございました。
So, in my childhood, being a pilot of one of those mech robots was one of my dreams.
そして次の衝撃的な作品こちらはねみんな知ってると思いますが中戦艦ヤマトですので
So next influence was Space Battleship Yamato.
やっぱり知ってる方多いです
A
よ
lot of people who recognize this title, yeah.
さすがにヤマトは見たでしょ。
So may I see a show of
Seriously,
hands
why does it keep
who
doing
watched,
that?
Space Battleship Yamato?
あれ半分いかないのか
Maybe just
I don't know why it's closing out of the.
皆さん
Why it's unfull screening it.
ヤマトぐらい見てください。
Anime Expo, man, come on.
I guess it's partially because of the ad, but it needs to stop doing that.
エピソードですか実は。
And it's not that long of a series, 26 episodes.
で
That's
多分
annoying.
ね僕が見たのはやっぱり再放送からだったと思います。
And I believe when I watched it on TV, they were reruns of the show.
そしてまあ何がすごいかというとですね僕は子供の頃にですねスターシアというキャラクターがあまりの美しさに宇宙人ってすげえってなってました。
And I remember fondly, as a child, I was smitten by Astasha, and I was like, oh, aliens are so amazing.
昨日も、
Jeez.
スペシャルステージありましたがスタジオカラーさんの方でどうやらヤマト、新作が作られているというお話を聞いてますので、非常に個人的に期 待しております。
And yesterday, I believe there was a G-Croc special stage, but I heard that Studio Kara might be handling a space battleship Yamato with their spin, so I'm really excited about that.
だからこそオリジナルを皆さん見といてくださいね。
And that's why I want to reinforce you to watch the original to get an understanding.
もちろん G カッツ最高でした。鶴巻監督にちょっとだけご挨拶させていただいて、僕はだいぶアニメエキスポに来てよかったなと思っております。
And of course, I got to watch G-Croc and got to meet director Tsurumaki, and I was really, really happy that I came to Anime Expo.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
さあそして、次なる
Jeez, I don't know if this scholar knows what they're doing. I really don't.
Another Leiji Matsumoto work.
銀河鉄道999、こちらも超名作でございます。
Of course, we can't forget Galaxy Express 999.
こちらはなんとですね、113話もあるということで、シーズン分かれる
Like they're keeping me alive. It just feels
話数があります。
making me nervous.
It's quite an epic. There are 113 episodes, and I believe it was split into a few seasons.
で僕が初めて映画館で見た映画がこの銀河鉄道999の劇場版でした。
And one of the first movies that I watched is this movie version of Galaxy Express.
でまあ何を感じたかというとですね、メーテルが美しすぎる。
And of course, I was smitten by Maytel.
いやいやもう小さかったですからもう美しい人に全部やられていくわけです。
I mean, I was so young, and I'm just so attracted to these beautiful women.
やっぱりこれは銀河鉄道999を見てですね、やっぱ冒険って素晴らしいな。
And of course, watching Galaxy Express made me think, wow, adventure is great.
まあ、自分も主人公である鉄郎のようになりたいなと、
And of course, I wanted to be just like the protagonist, Tetsuo.
そしてメーテルに会いたいと、
And I want to meet Maytel.
まあ、そんな少年時代でした。
So that's how I spent my early childhood.
まあでも
Ah, the joys of
ストーリーが
looking back at your childhood and just being like,
ではないかなと思いますので、まだ未視聴の方はぜひ、ご覧いただけると嬉しいです。
But I think it does pack a lot of adventure and that sort of wonder and discovery. So if you haven't watched it, again, it's something that I recommend.
そしてですね、この辺りで、アニメからですね、特撮に、ハマっていくことになります。
And from here, I transitioned from anime to tokusatsu.
いや、これはやっぱりヒーローになるべきではないかと自分は。
So I went to thinking, wow, maybe I should become a hero.
Oh, you already changed your mind that quickly.
まあ子供ってほらそういうものじゃない。
Aren't children like that?
Okay, we know you are still child woman in German.
ああ、なるほど。お前中身今も子供だろう。
Are you telling me that I'm a child?
I don't think I've ever seen it where this will set it in the
mountains, hills that I just
sides.
recommendations would be appreciated.
おおみんな大きくなりたい。ありがとう。後でメモをください。
If you could write it down for me, that would be great.
では小学生に移った時、まあなんといっても、僕はですね、この世のリアルをほぼ全てガンダムで、学ぶことになります。
So moving into this is elementary school. I learned a lot of real life lessons from.
まあもちろんね、ガンダムはみんな見たいでしょ。
So I'm assuming everybody has watched Gundam. Mobile Suit Gundam. Yeah.
全員じゃないか。
It's not everyone. Huh. Interesting.
僕は衝撃ですよ。
I am shocked.
アニメエキスポ来たら
It's Anime Expo.
ガンダムはダメです。全員見てくださ
I
い。
mean, I've never seen
Mobile Suit
Gundam.
ライブストリームの向こうの人も見るんですよ。ガン
And
ダム。
those of you watching the live stream too, I highly recommend Mobile Suit Gundam.
まあ全部でね、オリジナルのガンダムは43エピソードになってます。
And so the original series ran for 43 episodes.
まあガンダム自体ね、たくさんのガンダムシリーズの作品がありますが、
So why in the world just keep freaking
And there
doing
are
this?
different iterations of Mobile Suit Gundam and the different spin-offs, but I have kind of watched all of them.
でまあガンダムに出会ったことによりですね、やっぱりパイロットかっていうね。
Well, I think that is what really inspired frickin' the weapon series
Okay.
trials. I think that's probably the main thing that
I'm
inspired
still a
those.
child at this point.
でまあちょっとここで、影響みたいなところをちょっとお話ししようと思うんですが、
And then I'd like to kind of touch upon some of the influences from this.
まあこのイラストね、いわゆるガンダム立ちと、日本では言われます。まあ大河原さんが書かれているので大河原立ちとも言われるんですが、この立ちポーズですね。
So of course this iconic Gundam pose, as we call it, Gundam Dachi, like standing as Gundam, or also
Seriously, stop frickin' leaving the full screen. I don't know why it's doing
Some
that.
Japanese people might call it the Ogawara Dachi.
何がとは言いませんが、ここにはね、全てが詰まってるんです。
I wouldn't specify, but it encompasses so many things without like explanation.
まあ僕が担当しているですね、ファイナルファンタジー14でもこういうところは非常に影響しておりまして、
And of course, this influence kind of trickles into what I'm working on, which is Final Fantasy XIV.
まあどんなシーンかというとですね、
And to specify what particular scene,
Oh, of course they're talking about the frickin' moonshot.
もちろんね、同じになるように
I didn't even think about that, but
ちょっ
yeah.
とずらしはするんですけど、
of course, we don't want it to be exactly the same, so it's slightly shifted.
まあイメージアーツというスタジオでね、この映像を作ってもらってるんですけど、何度このね、ガンダム立ちの話をしたか。
So our internal team, Image Arts, created this CG piece for us for our Warrior of Light, and I had to explain to them how many times this Gundam Dachi.
まあそれぐらいね、改めて言います。全てが詰まってるんです。
I just want to reiterate that pose does all the talking.
でここでですね、また大きな学びを、
ay.
私ガンダムから教わります。
And the life lesson that I learned through Gundam.
ガンダムによってですね、まあいわゆるガンプラブームというのが当時やってきます。
So of course, those plastic models became a phenomenon in Japan.
で、僕の父親にですね、グーが欲しいと。
I wanted a goof model, and I begged my dad.
Did you say Goof?
Yes.
You didn't choose Gundam as a main hero.
Oh,
Goof is number one.
Okay. Okay.
Goof?
Why? Can you?
Why? 見たらわかるだろう。
I mean, just look at them.
Okay. 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 Enough. Enough.
を語り出したらそれだけでパネルが終わってしまうんで
I can talk forever about all the appealing parts of Goof.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. What the frell?
ランバラルね乗っているパイロットのかっこよさ語るなよって
And I mean, like, yeah, we do want to refrain from going too much into detail about like the pilots that control these mobile suits.
あとはねそもそも当時のそのガンプラブームっていうのは本当にすごくてそのプラモデルを扱ってるおもちゃ屋さんに開店お店がオープンするのを待って大行列なんですよ
And of course, with this whole plastic model boom, the Gundam boom, those toy stores that handle these models.
Oh, Golbez. I have not
long
done
lines before they
Golbez
even
in
open
a
for the kids
while.
who want to buy these models.
でそれが平日だったりすると当然学校があるから自分では買いに行けないので、まあ、父親に頼むしかないみたいな
And so these would be released on a weekday, and kids would have to be at school. So that's why I had to ask my dad to get in line for me.
いやとてもじゃないけどガンダムなんか手に入らないんですよ
So kids rarely have the opportunity to go to a toy store and buy these plastic models.
でまあ分かったよ買ってくるよというふうにね父親が言ってくれてですね
Oh, joy. None of us remember this fight. That's just great. That's great.
So my dad reluctantly agrees, and I remind him, I want a Goof model. I want a Goof, not Gundam, not Zaku. I want a Goof model.
そして買ってきたぞって
And of course, dad comes back. It's like, okay, I got it for you.
なんで戻ってる
Oh no, we're going backwards. Sorry.
なんで戻ってるのってみんな面白い
That's nasty.
It is insane. Why, Dad? Why?
Wow. I'm so sorry. Look at that.
What the hell?
Not even the color is the same. Unbelievable.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Getting distracted.
Because it was so horrible.
でもねこれがちょっと現実に知るきっかけだった
But I mean, I guess it did teach me a life lesson.
要は子供たちの間ではガンプラっていうのがもう大ブーム世界は全てガンダムでできてると思ってるわけですよ
So, I mean, amongst us kids, this boom with the model kits made it seem like Gundam was everything. Have a Gundam model.
まあでもまあ大人にとってみるとそもそもガンダムって知らないしガンプラも知らないどうせガンプラなんてどれ買っても一緒でしょって思ってるわけだ
But looking at it from an adult's perspective, who don't know Gundam, who doesn't understand why these kids are so obsessed, it all seems to be the same to them. Maybe they didn't think that, oh well, it wouldn't matter which one I got.
当時ねファミリーコンピューターでも事故がたくさんあったんですよ
And when the family computer first came out, there were a lot of accidents that happened.
ファミリーコンピューター買ってきてって言ってるのに別のね、まあ、別にそれが悪いからやらないからっていうか違うゲーム機が家にあってきて
A lot of kids would ask their parents, I want a family computer, and not knowing that it's the NES, parents would bring home like computers or like one of those learning machines or like something different.
まあなのでそう欲しいものそれが
See, that's the problem with it being called the Famicom. Is that, yeah, that, yeah.
なかなかね自分が知ってるから好きだからとかいう世界がみんなにとって共通じゃないっていうことをだから一生懸命プレゼントしてくだ
There.
さいそれをですね僕はこのゾックから学んだわけですよ
So whenever I want something or if there's something that's
Jeez. That was bad.
to learn. So I recommend it from that end as well.
Yeah, what is
Fudge, I don't remember what it.
which one to start?
どれからね見たらいいんだとガンダムいっぱいあるこれねたびたび議論になるんですけど劇場三部作っていうまあファーストのねで大丈夫
Yes, there's always that kind of debate on where to start with the series. I would recommend the three movie versions, like the first ones that came out, and start from there.
The fuck?
ちょっとねトラップのバージョンもあるんで
That said, there's a trap version in the third one.
もういいじゃあ G クラップを見てからファーストガンダム
Ay, ay. Freaking Golbez.
皆さんレディットでどのガンダムから見たらいいって聞いたらみんな一生懸命教えてくれると思うんで
If you're lost, maybe try going to Reddit. I'm sure a lot of good recommendations will be made on the thread.
さあレディットにいるガンダムマニアの皆さんよろしくお願いします
I will leave it up to you, all of those Redditors that are very well versed in the Gundam universe.
ちなみになんですが G クラップ全部見たって方どれぐらいいます
And just out of curiosity, how many of you have watched through all the episodes of Gundam G-Class?
いらっしゃいますねこのゾンビのエピソード実はですね40年経って報われる日が来ました実は
And this whole Zon character, there will be a bit of a redemption, so to speak, after 4 years.
昨日ですね鶴巻監督に心の底からありがとうございますとこのエピソードを伝えたら大爆笑されてました
And yesterday, when I got a chance to meet director Tsurumaki, I got to mention that to him, and he was laughing so hard.
見てない方もいらっしゃるのでこれ以上は言いませんこのエピソードを全て理解した方はぜひ G カップでは見てください
I won't spoil it for those who have not watched the series, so yeah, if you're curious, I would recommend watching Gundam G-Class as well, and watch this episode.
さあでは進んでいきましょう本当にたくさんの、アニメ漫画から、影響を受けてます
But yeah, going back to the different influences from anime and manga,
さあちょっとタイトル聞いてみましょう
let's see if people are familiar with these titles.
まあ一番左上はねタイトルもあるし
I'm not 100% certain.
Top left one, it's pretty obvious, and titles in there, so I'm sure people will recognize.
ちょっと
I can't quite see most of them, unfortunately.
Actually, I'm curious who has not watched Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. I highly recommend it though.
じゃあ上の段の真ん中あの作品なんていうタイトルかわかりますかわかるかな
The middle title, the middle picture on the top row. Does anybody recognize that one?
早いさすが
Yeah, very quick. Great.
Is that Robotech?
伝説巨人イデンというタイトル
Space Runway Studio.
インウェーブをわかりますよね
What about the top right?
待ってたでしょ今出るの
I'm sure people were waiting to say that.
左下
And
スペースコブラ僕の本当に大好きな作品であります
I love Space Cobra.
右下のキャプテン翼に関しては、影響が強すぎてですね、野球をやって
What the heck?
大生
Why'd you move, dude?
ありました
And then the bottom right, Captain Tsubasa was such an influence on me. I stopped playing baseball and started playing soccer.
ちなみにですね、エピソードがいろいろありまして、先ほどちょっと、当てていただいたイデオンなんですけど、
But there are quite a few anecdotes related to
僕お星座なんですけど
So I'm a Taurus,
アルデバランっていうねキャラクターで
and there was a character called Aldebaran,
セリアに角があると戦うのやめるんですよ
and sometimes Seiya knocks his horn and he stops fighting because of that.
でこうやって毎週毎週新しいゴールドセイントが出てくるたびにその星座が当たりだったか外れだったかによってこう上が上が上回る
And so with these weekly updates in the manga, you would see these different gold scenes coming up, and then they're based off of the different horoscope signs. And so, depending on how they perform, you kind of see like who's better, who's not, and that hierarchy is born.
そうなんですこの視点に立ってですね先生はもう一回読み直すと意味が分かってもらえると思います
So looking at it from that perspective, and then going into the series and seeing these different characters show up, maybe you'll start to understand why these kids were so into ranking each other.
まあ理由は言いませんが、カニ座の皆さんが大変ご苦労したと思います、本当にかわいそうでした
And of course, I send my condolences to those who are of the Cancer sign. Yes, I won't explain it much, but yes,
はい詳しく理由は語りません
I will not divulge the details.
左下のコブラはですね僕当時小学6年生ぐらいかな、コミックスをですね教室で読んでました
So Space Cobra was also serialized as comics, and so it was grade 6 when I was reading it.
スペースコブラはですね大変セクシーな女性たちがたくさん登場する漫画でして
There were a lot of sexy ladies that showed up in Space Cobra.
クラスの女子に変態と、罵られた思い出がございます
And I remember my classmates, the girls in my class, would poke at me, calling me a pervert.
中身を見てほしいな
I mean, I want you to read the story. It's real good.
まあでもこの辺りからやっぱり僕もねすごく多感な、時期に突入してまいります
Jeez.
But yes, I will go into the more emotional stages of my prepubescent to puberty phases.
でまあ漫画だけじゃなくてですねいろんな作品に影響を受けます
But yeah, not just manga, but I do have a lot of manga, or not manga, influences as well, major influences as well.
まあ特にこの
It's obviously Castle in the Sky, great, fantastic, makes sense for him.
たくさん受けた作品です
Berserk.
And these three
I
titles
can't read that. I
especially,
can't see what the.
influenced me a lot as a
I have no idea what this one on the right is.
冒険活劇といえばやっぱりラピュタかなと
And of course, a good adventure of these young boys and girls would be Laputa of the Sky.
ここにはですね僕個人的に作品作りとしての究極が全部詰まってるんじゃないかなと思っていて、まあ、いつかラピュタのようなゲームがもし作れたらそれは本当にすごいゲームになるんだろうなっていうのをずっと思っています
And personally speaking, I feel like there's a lot of good creative elements that are incorporated into this work that I feel like it's the sort of ultimate creative piece. And so I would love to one day make a game like Laputa. I aspire to make something like that.
ちなみにですが私全キャラクターの、全スクリプトを、暗記しておりますので、放映時には一人で全役をやり
Oh yeah, I already have Golbez. That's fine.
And I have memorized all of the lines of all of the characters. So when it was airing on TV, I recited the lines along with those characters.
でそしてですね、作者のね三浦さん亡くなられてしまいましたがベルセルク僕にとって本当最高の作品です
And of course, Berserk, it was such a shame to lose Mr. Miura, but it is a very inspirational title for me.
まあでも今ね、親友の堀先生が、思いを継いでですね連載再開されて、完結へ向かって一歩ずつ進まれているので最後までね見届けたいなと思ってます
Not really. He's not really talking too much when it comes to. He's mostly talking about his like back, like what he's been through and
Taken over the legacy so that we can
manga and anime that inspired him.
until its end. So I hope that
It's
that continues.
pretty standard stuff. Like you kind of expect a lot of their like obviously a few things are a few years ago. And yeah, a lot of like talking about the different things. Like I think he talked about Gundam, and different stuff like that. So it's interesting. It gives it some backstory on what kind of like inspired a lot of Final Fantasy. I think the probably the thing that we're going to be the most excited for is probably going to be the end of it,
create Shadowbringers for Final Fantasy 14.
because he specifically in his description of what was going to be what's going to happen with this is that at the end they're talking about how he's turning 40, but he's going to keep making video games, which around this age is when a lot of the game developers will start retiring, especially over in Japan, such as like Nomura, Tetsuya Nomura, who makes Kingdom Hearts, is talking about his retirement. So he's probably going to talk a little bit about how whether or not he plans on retiring anytime soon.
Talk about Final Fantasy, we cannot miss Mr. Yoshitaka Amano.
まあ僕にとってはもちろんね FF もそうなんですけどやっぱりヴァンパイアハンター D のこの挿絵っていうのはめちゃくちゃ僕刺さってまして脳を焼かれたぐらいの結構衝撃を毎作ね、この挿絵から受け取ってました。
And of course, with Mr. Amano, Vampire Hunter D is a very strong influence.
I mean, I imagine it's
like how I feel like my brain
it's
was
decent.
delayed
I haven't really played much with
start.
them on
まあ実際今で
PvP.
もやっぱりこうアートワーク
So I don't
の
know.
する時っていうのはこの D とかやっぱり FF のこの装飾みたいなところからインスピレーションあと布と甲冑の比率とかいうのはかなり、天野先生を意識して影響を受けて、デザイン発注してたりします。
So whenever I ask my team members to create artwork, and also with discussing with Mr. Amano, sometimes we would reference, of course, D, as well as the different decorative materials of Final Fantasy, the balance between the cloth textures as well as the armor, and we are very cognizant of that.
ファイアハンター D に関しては OVA、ビデオも映画も、アニメーションで出てますし、コミックもあるのでご存知ないという方はですね本当に最高の、作品最高のキャラクターなのでぜひ D の方もチェックしてみてください。
Of course, with Vampire Hunter D, we have our OVA, the video series, as well as the movies, and I believe there's also printed comics as well. So, if you don't know the series, I would really recommend it. It's a very cool. The character is very cool.
They just stopped talking for a sec.
Stuff, but what about the movies and films?
じゃあちょっとここで、映画も少しこの影響をね受けたものを紹介させてください。
Yes, of course. Let's dive into some of the movies that I was influenced by.
じゃあ皆さんここから、映画のタイトルを皆さんに当てていただきます。
So we're gonna have another round of guessing games.
Ready to shout?
Actually, we're gonna go to the
さあ1個目
obviously ET. That makes sense.
Yes.
これはさすがにすぐ上がりますね。
Yeah. This is.
Yeah.
Easy, yeah?
めちゃめちゃ
That's fair. I mean, honestly, a lot of
Gosh, this movie brought
it's
me
so
to tears.
confusing between like
音楽聴いただけでちょっと待って
PvP and standard
Hear the music
because
and
it's
it will
just
bring me to
yeah
tears.
さあ次
Next.
because it's completely different
あこれ
play styles for a lot of them. Holy crap.
早い
Oh, you were fast.
Goonies. Holy shit.
グーニーズ見たことあるよっていう方
Those who have watched Goonies.
I was not expecting him to say anything about Goonies.
Yay. There's a lot of you out there.
まあ最高やっぱグーニーズやっぱり見た時はやっぱり冒険だなって
So when I watched the Goonies, I was like, oh man, adventure is the
Dang,
best.
that's pretty good.
ここもやっぱりゲームを作ってこうみんなで楽しむとかこうストーリーを作るっていう意味ではすごくこうシンプルだけどワクワクできるっていう意味では最高の教科書なんじゃないかなと思ってます。
But yeah, I think the Goonies is a really good example of story packed into one. So like just creating a game where people participate and work together, or when creating a story, it's very simple, but it's very exciting at the same time.
これもまあさすがにわかるでしょ。
Next one, I'm sure you would know this.
Yeah. Everyone
問題
knows.
はそこじゃない。
Oh yes, that's. Let's go a little deeper. Which Rocky?
シルベスター・スタローンさんの年齢若さから
Looking
さ
at how young Sylvester Stallone is, which Rocky?
おすごい
Very good.
そう
Yes, it is Rocky 2.
すごいやっぱ分かる人は分かる
Yay! Those who know know. That's really impressive.
まあでもやっぱロッキーシリーズは本当すべて本当に最高のムービーだと思ってるので、まあ、どうしてもね若い世代の方見てない方もいらっしゃるかもしれませんが、まあ、こうまさに人生が詰まっているというような作品なのでぜひ、ご覧いただければと思います。
Yeah, the Rocky series is great. I think it's the best. And those who may not have seen it, I think there's a lot of like life depicted in these series.
じゃあ次で
Another Stallone.
ランボ映画のタイトル
Which Rambo?
ワンだけど、そうこちらですね。ワンはファーストブラッドという小説がベースになっておりますので、
This one was based off of a novel.
こちらなかなか、まあ、2からね結構印象が違うんですけど、ワンはまあ僕2も3もっていうかまあシリーズ全部好きなんですけど、ワンは特に素晴らしい出来栄えなので、ご覧になってない方はぜひワンのチェックしてもらいたいです。
Yeah, I really like the Rambo series 1 through 3, but and the impression really changes with the second one. But I think the first one, First Blood, is definitely something that is really high quality. It's a really good.
こちらもですね、当時、なんかね、いつもだって吹き替えごっこをして、遊んでおりました。
With this one as well, I would memorize the lines and I would read along with my friends.
戦争終わっちゃったよ。
Oh, the bar is over.
そうそんなやってた思い出の作品でございます。
Brings back a lot of.
わかるでしょ。もうクイズにならない。
This one's pretty easy too. I don't know if it's any challenge at all.
いやでも僕は幸せだったと思いますよ。この頃のやっぱりハリウッド映画っていう作品オリジナルでそのまま出てきてるっていうのは
But I feel very fortunate. I got to witness these movies premiering on screen as they came out.
さあ一度
I wait.
人もいるんですよ。この映画のタイトルわからないという方
And before we reveal the answer, just wanted to know like who does not recognize this?
やっぱり
Yeah,
そうですよね。世代によっては
maybe a generation.
ビバリーヒルズドッグまさになので、いやこちらも最高のムービーだと思ってますね。多分性にねめちゃめちゃ溢れてるので。 回すシーンがめっちゃかっこいいんで、ぜひ。
With Murdoch kind of like tilting his neck when he points the gun. It's so cool.
さあ、そして誰もが知ってる、
And of course, we're all too familiar with this one.
まあこちらも完璧な三部作
Oh, nice. Of course.
I think it's the best trilogy.
定期的にリブートの噂が出ますが、僕はしないでほしい。
There's rumors that pop up from here or from time to time about like potential reboot and whatnot, but I prefer not to get that sort of reboot treatment.
あんまり言うと怒られそうなので、これぐらいにしときます。
I don't want to egg you guys on, like I might get yelled at, so let's move on.
さあここからまあ大体、青年期になってくるんですけど、結局漫画、アニメ、映画、ゲームなのは何も変わりません。
So then I go into early adulthood, but it hasn't changed. I'm still influenced in manga, anime, movies, and games.
ここもですね、まあ、全部語りたいんですけど、
I would have loved the opportunity to talk about every single one of these,
時間がない。
but I don't have enough time.
Yeah, actually we have only 15 minutes left. 15 minutes? 10 minutes left. So it's record, please. 15 hours.
Hours?
まあじゃあちょっとこの中でも今日ねアニメエキスポなんで特に語りたいものだけ。
But yeah, considering I am at Anime Expo, I'll pick up on some of the ones that I want to talk the most.
Okay. I knew it. I knew it.
まあ私ガチオタクですから、
I mean, I am an otaku,
知ってるよという情報ですね。
and
So, yeah, I'm not.
you know,
私エヴァンゲリオンと名の付くものは、
Looks like that
全て
they
I
have
know
to.
a whole
They're
lot.
speeding it
Anything
up.
that has the name Evangelion, I know it.
全てどころじゃなく何回も見ております。
And not just all of it, I've watched it several times.
こちら、まあこの時すでにねゲーム業界に入ってたんですけど、本当にすごいものを作る人たちがいるなという衝撃を受けたのを覚えてます。
Of course, by this time I was already in the games industry, but Evangelion made me realize that there are people who make such amazing things.
ただね、僕とエヴァの出会いって実は結構衝撃的なエピソードがありまして、
But there is one sort of shocking anecdote that I have with Evangelion.
この頃ですね、まあもうゲーム業界で働いてたんで、大体家に帰るというか会社を出るのが午前2時とか午前3時ぐらいなんですね。当たり前な時代だったんです。まあ今も大して変わってないけど、
And so, of course, with being in the games industry, we tend to work through the late night, and when I leave the office, it's usually like 2 or 3 in the morning. It was normal back then.
Yeah, sounds very normal to you.
Yeah, yes. で、まあまあそれはいいんですけど、
Well, that,
当時、まあ2時とかまで働いてると先輩がね、いや吉田君家まで送りますわみたいな感じでこう声かけてくれる。
and so, considering it's 2 or 3 in the morning, my senpai would come in and tell me, "Oh, Yoshida, it's quite late. Let me drive you home."
You got a good senpai.
でね、まあ雪が降る午前3時の札幌ですよ。
Tell me, this is in Hokkaido, northern part of Japan. 3 in the morning, and it was snowing.
もうね、残酷な天使のテーゼがずっとループしてるんですよ。
And his car had Cruel Angel's Thesis playing at full blast, like on repeat.
Okay.
でね、
And
ね帰りたいもう家だし
And I'm right there. I'm already home, but I don't.
そこで彼はハンドルから手を離して
And so he lets go of the car, of the steering wheel.
いやーやっぱエヴァは最高ですわ
Man, Eva is such a masterpiece.
吉田君は誰が好きですか
Which one is your favorite character?
どのエヴァが好き
Which Eva do you like the
ど
most?
の人が好き
What angel do you like the best?
どの
Like just on and on and on.
俺はまだ見てないんだよ
No, I haven't seen that part yet.
Wow, that sounds
これほんと
hell.
雪の降る午前3時ですよ家の前で
Snowing, 3 a.m. I wanna get home.
いやでもね
Jeez.
なんだな
Poor Yoshi P.
先輩のおかげで
But it really made me understand that Eva had such an impact on everybody. Seeing my senpai go on like that.
ただ自分の好きなものをみんなに伝えるときに、家の前で、返さずにねコツコツと語るのは皆さんやめた方がいいと思います
But that said, I don't think you should keep your court as a colleague waiting in front of their home and just because you want to talk about what you love.
ただ一言先輩その説は、素晴らしい
Oh my gosh.
ありがとうございます
That said, I do want to thank this senpai for introducing me to Evangelion, which made an impact on me as well.
30年以上連絡取ってるんで
I have not contacted them for 30 years now.
まあでもエヴァンゲリオンにはねそれぐらい人を動かすパワーがある
But that said, I think Evangelion does have that sort of power to move people.
そして続いてはワンピース
Of course, we need to talk about One Piece.
昨日はどうやらゴジャとのねコラボレーションがあったそうで行けなくて最後に続きでした
I heard there was some kind of collaboration between the Dodgers and One Piece. It was such a shame I couldn't get to go.
誰か麦わら帽子持ってたってください
Anybody has that straw hat, if you're willing to spare one.
まあもちろんご存知の111巻多分この出張中に112巻が出てるはず12が出てるはず
And right now the manga series has been going on for 111 volumes. I believe we're coming out with a new volume, which is 112 this week.
毎週毎週出ては自分なりにねこうなるんじゃないかああなるんじゃないかと
And of course, with the weekly updates in the magazine, I always hypothesize.
私は、ワンピースを見届けるために生きていると言っても過言ではございません
Yeah, Dad.
And I will not rest until I've seen the finale of One Piece.
ですのでどっかで届いていただきたいんですが小田先生どうぞお体お気をつけて
Personally, I have a feeling that
でも構いません
One Piece is probably never gonna end. I'm sorry. I can't see it ending at this point.
But Mr. Oda Sensei, please take care of yourself. I don't care how many weeks you need to take off, but make sure you are taking care of yourself so that you can continue this series through its completion.
Don't heal me.
あとは、まあ、や
Yeah,
っぱり
okay.
影響が大きいという意味ではちょっと漫画アニメではないんですが、私、コアコア監督の大ファンでございます
Of course, other influences. This is not really manga or anime, but I do love Christopher Nolan movies.
まあ当然ね全作品、拝見しておりますしそれこそ何回も何回も何回も何回も見ているので、
So if I were to recommend, like say you like something that involves a hero, I would recommend the Dark Knight trilogy.
でオリジナルが良ければインセプションが素晴らしいので、
If you like something original, Inception is really good.
ぜひですねインセプションを見てですね、映画見終わった後にいろんな解釈ができるので、ぜひ、インセプションのねその解釈について皆さんと一緒に語り合いたいぐらいなので、ぜひ見てない方は見てください。
And of course, after watching Inception and just that, yeah, that ending scene even, makes you want to like speculate what happens, what really happened, and that sort of interpretation, I'm sure differs from person to person. So I would love the opportunity to like talk about it with people. So again, from that perspective, I really recommend Inception as well.
はい、そして30歳ぐらいになるとですね、結局中身は中学生のまま
And so, in my 30s, still a teenager inside.
で、まあこの辺りはやっぱりゲームの影響っていうのが、大きい、まあ、ゲームを作り続けているので、まあ、どんなゲームにちょっと影響を受けたかを最後ゲームを紹介させてください。
And so by this time, I'm knee deep in game development. So games is a lot of like inspiration for me as well. So I will touch upon some of those influences.
さあここにあるタイトル、まあ、影響を受けたものが非常に多いんですが、
Of course, there are a lot of titles that influenced me.
さあタイトルを当てていただきましょう。
Let's do another guessing game.
わかるでしょ、一番左上
Top left. I'm sure you know this one.
わかる人
Those, can I see a show?
言ってみて。
There. What's the answer?
イエーイ、
Yay.
クラッ
Very
ク
good.
です。
Radius.
はい、では上から2つ目
The second one, top row from the left.
タイトルわかる
Who
人、
wants to answer this one?
おどうぞ。いやーさすがファンタジー
So
ゾーンですね。
very good.
まあストリートファイター2はわかる。
We'll skip Street Fighter 2. I think everybody knows that one.
さあその隣、
What about the one?
キングオブファイターズもわか
Oh,
る
I
よね。
mean King of Fighters. You know that one too.
さあじゃあ左下は
What about bottom left?
わかる人、
Bomberman っていう人ですけど。
左下のゲーム
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're already going over time, but
日本語タイトルでは戦場の狼と言います。
And the English title is Commando.
さあではその隣、
What about the one next to it?
何
ブリッツボール。
ブリッツボール
No, it's not.
でもブリッツボールって言えばいいってことじゃないんだよ。わかる方います？
Wanna take a guess? No, sorry.
ドラゴンクエストじゃない
Oh, that's the middle one. No, sorry, the green
その
one.
左側。あちら
The second one.
セガさんからゲイングラウンドというタイトルです。
This is Game Ground from Sega.
まああとはわかりますよね。
But the rest of them, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, yes.
まあやっぱり僕もともとアーケードゲームで相当遊んできた人間なので、初期はほとんどゲームセンターでワンコインでどうやって長く遊ぶかっていうことをねやってきた人生でした。
I played a lot of arcade games, so my challenge was how long could I keep playing with one coin?
でまあ今日紹介してるゲームは本当にはいはいはいはいはいいやそう分かってるけど突っ込んでこなくてもそろそろ時間だぞってスタッフが言いに来たの
Alright,
で
we're reminded of the time.
まあ分かってるんですけどでまあとにかく今日紹介してる作品もゲームもどれを遊んでいただいたり見ていただいたとしても得るもの必ずあるものばっかりなのでぜひ触れたこと
they
のない
definitely didn't plan this through properly.
Yeah, any game that's listed here, there's always something that you can discover and sort of glean from it. So if
And of course he's fuck, 16. Seriously, I don't know. I think he's proud of 16, and that's fine. I think I've said it before though. I don't think 16 feels like a Final Fantasy.
This panel is all about how Yoshida is made up of a mixture of anime, manga, movies, mystery novels, and games.
先ほどご紹介した通り、私52歳です。40代以降は何も変わっておりません。
And as mentioned earlier, I am 52 years old right now, but
Oh,
I have
50.
not changed since my 40s.
今もゲームを作ってますし、多分20年
I thought he was younger, but no, yeah, that would make sense.
思ってます。
50s.
I am continuing to make video games, and then even 10 years down the line, I'm sure I will continue to make video games.
Okay, so he's making the stance to basically keep going for a while. Makes me wonder if he's going to retire ever. I don't know.
作ったり一緒に見たり楽しんだりしていきたいと思っております。
So I would like to continue enjoying these mediums in the subculture with everyone who can make and continue to watch as well.
紹介しきれてないものまだまだありますし、本当はもっとね何時間も掘り下げたい作品ばかりなんですが、今日はここまでとさせてください。
So of course, I would have loved more hours to talk about all of these, but this will be the end of our panel.
ありがとうございました。
Okay. So yeah, it didn't really get to do.
Lastly, we want to take picture with you all, so please remain seated for a bit.
Yeah, it looks like they didn't really get to talk about anything too new, which isn't too surprising. But at the same time, I was kind of hoping for something new, but I guess not.
With my co-hosts
Ananya?
and Takaki. All right, so how's your day been so far?
Oh, it's been amazing. Honestly, all the energy outside. Day 2 is a big day, and so honestly, it's been super fun.
Yeah, you might get to see some of it, but we actually went out walking in South Hall, I think Exhibit Hall, and we had some adventures in it.
Yep, yep. We had
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and
Yes, we did.
shut this down.
Remember from the morning?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting to find out information about Yoshi P and stuff like that, but at the same time, I don't know. I kind of wish that they had done more, like actually talking about new stuff involving Final Fantasy. I don't know. Dang it, I'm gonna die. I'm too distracted with this, but I don't know. Oh, I'm dead. I don't know. I was kind of expecting it to be more of a discussion on Final Fantasy 14 rather than like talking about his inspirations. Like it's good to know this stuff for sure, but at the same time, it's just like, man, I don't really know if we needed to know all that. Ah, fudge you. Man, I hate this guy. But I don't know. I was kind of, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was kind of hoping for something more than that. I will say this. I think that it's a reasonable assumption to make that at some point within this weekend, we're going to be getting some more information about Final Fantasy, about 14. What exactly that's going to be, I have no idea. But I think that it's a reasonable assumption that they are going to talk a little bit about it. Like, granted, that panel was their only one that they're doing. That I think they're doing. Oh fuck. But I don't know. And I'm dead. Joy. Okay. So, yeah. I don't know. I really don't. I think they could have. I understand why they did what they did, but at the same time, I feel like, especially because we're so close to the update, I was kind of expecting something about it, even if it was small. I think that the information that he shared could possibly hint at some things that that might be coming down the line for Final Fantasy, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. So, I don't know. But, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and call it there for today's stream. I was expecting them to do a little bit more with it, but I guess they just decided not. I guess they decided that they didn't want to do too much with it, which is fine, like I said. But, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I know that like they revealed that he's involved with the Tactics remaster, which cool. I do plan on seeing that, but at the same time, it's like we're playing that, but at the same time, it's like that's a while away. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see at some point. You know what? Actually, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do Juno. Or maybe not. Maybe we won't do Juno. Because if that's gonna be that long of a wait, let's try maybe if we try as tank. No, they're just doing a really. No one's queuing for Juno right now. I don't know, but yeah, I think we'll probably know more before too long when it comes to the stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if before long, if at some point while he's at AX, he'll reveal the next live letter or something like that. Or when it's gonna be, or maybe they'll reveal it soon. I don't know. It's really hard to say. Like they're doing an event later later tonight. But I don't think that that's really that's definitely not going to be live streamed. But yeah, let's see here. Let's just really quick double check Lodestone. Oh, that's just the digest from last time. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna go ahead and call it for today. I think Sunday should be Nerd Chat. Me and Jack will be discussing probably a little bit about Anime Expo, and like talking about like some things that have been going on throughout this time. But I don't know exactly how much it's going to be about that. Because yeah, we don't know much, and there will be more information revealed before too long when it comes to the anime that are coming. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, but anyways, guys, hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's live stream. And Monday will be another obviously. I don't know what exactly we're gonna do on Monday. It might be Minecraft. It might be. I think that makes the most sense actually. And then the rest of the live streams for that week, starting next week, and probably going until the update. We are probably going to be mostly playing Final Fantasy XIV on live, and doing specifically stuff with either going until we get all of the items from the Moogles, or when it ends, whatever comes first. But yeah, and we might also be doing like a few live streams back for a while involving the update once it comes out. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed today's live stream. I've been Electro Ninja, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But on!